Time for the 15th and final grid here on Heats Day. It's Heat 3, DD2 and DD2 Masters. Let's take you through the starting order. On pole position, once again, it'll be Rasmus Vendelbo, who'll be joined once more by Enzo Bol on the front row. Carl Gustav Borgard, who's won 2 heats out of 2 so far, is on the inside of row 2. Alongside him will be Tom Bracken. Lucas Bernot and Jules Cousin will be on row 3. Martin Zianovskis and Enzo Boulogne will be on row 4, with Patrick Snows-Lochmeles and Nikolai Christensen completing the top 10 on row 5. Nicolas Guillaume and Thomas Piet, row 6. Carl Clevot, Dominic Hummels, Sebastian Humpelhart, Tim Mika Metz, Michael Becker, Jordi Clevot, Jordi Westerleken and Thierry de Jong complete the top 20. Rounding out the 30-strong grid, it's Fabian Bock, Leonard Schreiber, Christoph Adams, Luca Neuenhausen, Robert Tropian, Chris Kopp, Hannes Border, Juris Salaitis, Friedrich Baker and Albert Heumann, rounding out the 30-strong grid. So the red lights are ignited on the starting gantry for one final time here on Saturday afternoon. Time now just gone 12 minutes past 5 local time here in Belgium. And we thank every single one of you that have tuned in to the BNL Karting Series official live stream on our YouTube channel over the course of today. Tomorrow morning, the action will start at 10:20 for the Senior Rotax Second Chance Heats. It's now the 30-strong DD2 and DD2 Masters grid get into formation for the final time. They split. The revs start to build as we go. Full stop this time, not lights out, I'm afraid. So it's again under starters' orders for the second time on this particular occasion. So through out of the final corner, revs rise, lights are out this time, we are underway. And, oh, now there was a bit of a moment there. Now, was that for that was for Rasmus Vendelbo, who was dropped down the order like a proverbial stone. Enzo Bol looks to have taken the lead after an initial foray by Carl Gustav Borgard. We've got a bit of a traffic jam, a car park situation. Hannes Border is involved in that one. And, oh dear, turn 4. We have a very, very slow kart that is pulling off to the left-hand side. Yellow flags. That looks to be Rasmus Vendelbo's race day has come to a crashing halt. I'm not 100% sure, but I will keep my eyes peeled for the 447. I think it is. Rasmus Vendelbo is out of the race. Lucas Pernot, in the meantime, has got himself up into second. He just got past Enzo Bol through turn 12. Game on, folks. And now up the inside goes Jules Cousin. That was on Tom Bracken. And so has Patrick Snolls-Lockmelis. And that is Nicolas Guillaume, who's just pulled into the pit lane. The 444 out on the spot, having started 11th. And now there's a chance. Oh, that's a bit close for comfort. Enzo Bol looked up the inside of Lucas Pernot through turn 7. Nearly caught the Canadian unawares, and he's just gone off, courtesy of a move that was just facilitated by Jules Cousin, who's up into second. Now the Canadian goes back side by side with the Latvian Patrick Snolls-Lockmelis through turns 10 and 11. So this is where it's all going to start kicking off, folks. Last race of the day. Everyone wants to be as far up the order for the pre-final as possible. And Pernot is fighting for his life to keep a hold of third. But Lockmelis goes over the top of him, and he gets turned around through his own over-exuberance, trying to get up the inside of Lucas Pernot. He went over the right-hand side of the Canadian and found himself backwards the wrong way out of turn number 2. And what this has meant is that Carl Gustav Borgard is leading. Second, it's now Francis Jules Cousin. Third, it's Tom Bracken. Fourth, it's Enzo Bol. Fifth, I think that is Martin Zianovskis. From Latvia, it is. And then the 405 of Enzo Boulogne. Lucas Pernot will be down a little bit further. Vendelbo out. Carl Clebot out as well. That's the drama for the man who's won multiple BNL karting series and Belgian Max Challenge titles in his own right in this class. And there's still some more battling away. I saw Frederick Baker actually trying to get his elbows out. Goose is having a bit of a better run in Heat 3, isn't he? So, Nikolai Christensen is leading in DD2 Masters. And like a thief in the middle of the night, I've been waiting to say this, second in DD2 Masters, and ninth is Thierry de Jong. He's ahead of Lennart Schreiber. Lennart Schreiber started 22nd. Where did Thierry de Jong started ahead of him? On the outside of row 10 in 20th position. Now, once again, we get ourselves to that particular situation where two teammates are running line astern. Tom Bracken ahead of Enzo Bol. This is the battle for third position, but you have to count in Martin Zianovskis and also Enzo Boulogne as well in that mix. Lucas Pernot is trying to do his absolute damnedest because he is trying to close on in on the current DD2 Masters leader, and that is Nikolai Christensen. Borgard is not looking back. He's just pedal to the metal. He's just on his way, trying to check out and not leave any doubt. He could be the only driver that has raced in 3 heats and is on the cusp. Not just him, but also his Danish compatriot in DD2 Masters, as there's a nice little send through into turn number 2. A little bit further back. And that would have been in front of Christoph Adams. And that was the 5:24. So Lennart Schreiber did a number on Thierry de Jong through turn 2. And then, oh, well, someone decided to get their elbows out, didn't they? That was Sebastian Humpelhart on Christoph Adams. So now we have 3 drivers from DD2 Masters in the top 10. We have 5 in the top 12. It's under 4.5 minutes remain. As Up the inside on Christoph Adams goes, I think that's Jordi Westerlaken. That's the 4-3-2. And he's just got through for position. And Jordi Clebot is not too far behind Christoph Adams, who's actually been invited by... I had a really interesting chat. It's great to see that things do happen. Christoph Adams will be going over to North America very soon, as Sodikart have just announced that PK Sports, yes, that surname, is aligned with Sodikart in the United States of America. That news was broken through multiple news outlets, including eKarting News. I have to give a shout out to my good buddy who's at St. Petersburg, Florida this weekend, Rob Howden, on commentary duty. Not for IndyCar, but for some of the Indy, well, what was Indy Lights and is now Indy NXT. So it's the road to Indy that he has a big involvement, but still very much involved with his karting. 3 minutes still to go. Carl Gustav Borgaard has an extensive lead. No one has been able to touch the Danish wonder. No, nor him, nor his teammate, who is now in 8th, as Lucas Pernod has finally got past Nikolai Christensen. Pernod was in clear contention, I think, for the win in this third and final heat, had it not been for the dramas that befell him a little bit earlier on. Gap between first and second now stretches to 2.2, and that looks to be climbing. Martin Zianovskis has the fastest lap of the race to his credit. And that is a 54.222 second lap time. He's still keeping the pair of Tom Bracken and Enzo Boll incredibly honest at this juncture. So still there's a little bit of a stalemate between 3rd, 4th, 5th and 6th position. Keeping an eye on Lucas Pernod's lap times. He's about a couple of tenths off, but that didn't help the fact that he was nearly run over by Patrick Knowles-Lockmelis, who is currently down the order in 17th. So the Latvian tried to get through on turn 2 on the Canadian. Sebastian Humpelhart, in the meantime, is gunning for Lennart Schreiber in the 5:24, who's just up ahead. And there is a 3-second time penalty. That looks to be for the 4:07. Robert Schorpian from Germany. So if it's a 3-second time penalty, that says to me 2 wheels outside of the tram lines. And that penalty will be added post-race. And, we've had an incident off of turn 6, and one of the karts I've just seen pointing itself in the right direction is the 555 of Christoph Adams. But 60 seconds to go. Carl Gustav Borgaard and Nikolai Christensen are doing a number on the rest of the field in their respective classes. Already lost 3 drivers, and that was on the opening lap. Rasmus Vendelbo bogged down at the start. I think it might have been engine related, and he has had to painfully sit by the sidelines all the way through the race. I really feel for him, because he's been in contention for race wins and top 3s today. 27 drivers still circulating. We're now on to lap number 11 of this race. And Carl Gustav Borgaard will not cross the line in time for what will be the final lap of the race day here at Karting Genk, the home of champions. Three, 2, 1, time's up. Last lap board of the race day is out. And Carl Gustav Borgaard's lead is being truncated by Jules Cousin, but not to the point where it's going to worry the Dane. 1.8 seconds. Tom Bracken in 3rd. Enzo Boll still holding station in 4th. So good work by the young duo from SP Motorsport, run by Stan Pex. As bit of a late send there from Enzo Boulogne on Martin Zianovskis, and they just rubbed wheels coming out of turn number 6. Boulogne's going to get the run on the Latvian through into turn 7. And Boulogne is going to frantically have to defend for the next few corners of the lap itself. So that could be a drag race to the finish. But Carl Gustav Borgard as Janowskis makes it through at turn 11. As that happens, Carl Gustav Borgard out of the final corner. Clean sweep for the Dane in DD2. He wins his third successive race in a row. Jules Cousin finishes the day on high with second place. Tom Bracken and Enzo Bolt complete the top four with Martin Janowskis pipping Enzo Boulogne with 2 corners to go to take 5th place. Great effort once again by Lucas Parnot from Canada. 3 top 10 finishes, if I might be right in saying. Some results are still provisional, just waiting for confirmation and printouts at the moment. Nikolai Christensen, another victory in DD2 Masters, and the top 3 rounded out by Lennart Schreiber and Sebastian Rumpelhart, with the pair, those two rounding at the top 10. Jori Westerlaken, Jori Klebo, Patrick Snolls-Lockmelis finishing 13th, and Thomas Piet and Dominic Hummels rounding at the top 15, but more importantly, rounding at the top 5 in DD2 Masters. Then rounding out the finishing order, Tim Mikametz, Michael Becker, Fabian Bock, Robert Chopian, Thierry de Jong, Frederick Baker, Christoph Adams, Albert Homan from Denmark, Chris Kerp, Juris Solaitis, Luca Neuenhausen, Hannes Borda, and then rounding out the grid, 3 drivers didn't make it to the end of lap 1, I'm afraid. Rasmus Vendelbo, Nicolas Guillaume, and Carl Klebo.